Welcome again to Rewrite the Narrative, where it's okay to be curious. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for future video uploads, and drop a comment. Today, we salute a cricketer in Dwayne Bravo who announced his retirement after the tournament, and today marks the end of the tournament for the West Indies because they went down by 8 wickets to an Australian team with 22 balls left. ICC congratulates West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Bravo for a fine cricket career. And we must all agree that Dwayne Bravo, excellent career. Very entertaining cricketer and personality. Kieron Pollard admit that this is the end of a generation of West Indies cricket. And we all probably can agree to whatever Kieron Pollard is saying here, because this batch of cricketers, they gave us something to cheer about. They gave us something to look forward to every time they step onto the pitch. And we got excitement, we got disappointment, we got cricket, we got the adrenaline rush that we seek. And with the exit of a Dwayne Bravo, this is just the first of many. We will soon see a Kieron Pollard exiting the sport, as well as a Gayle, and this marks the end of a generation. Now, the West Indies, they lost their match today. They played 5 matches in the tournament in Group 1 and they lost 4. They won just 1, barely. We must make mention to the fact that David Warner, who top scored for Australia in this match with 89 or 56 balls, he was a controversial pick going into the tournament, and we saw that he top scored twice and he set up the Australian team nicely to get into the semi-finals. And the tournament isn't over yet for Australia, but it could be. Even after such a wonderful display, they still could exit the tournament with the West Indies today. If South Africa win against England with a good run rate, as beautiful of a performance that David Warner displayed here and the Australian displayed throughout the tournament, they will be going home. So you'll see that this was not an easy tournament for the West Indies or for any other team. These teams came out to win. The West Indies, they had a very good team, but they didn't use their team the best possible way. Again, we could see where David Warner, he didn't have that kind of pressure that a Gayle had. He's a veteran going into the tournament, and he had the eyes of the world on him, and he was not a popular pick, but he went out and he answered the questions with his bat. Now, Gayle, he was shouldering the burden from multiple sides of cricket, from commentators, from fans, from the team, from experts. He was just shouldering the burden of T20 on his back because he is the T20 player. He is the T20 player. And he didn't represent, not this time around. Now, how could Gayle have been used properly? What would have been the proper way to use him? In my opinion, he would have been better serving as just as a mentor in the team while still being on the team. A person that will encourage the younger players and inspire confidence in them. Let them know that it is possible that we could take this thing home, and we just need to believe. And I am example that we can believe, that we can do it, because I've been there before 3 times with all these older players in the form of Ravi Rampal, Dwayne Bravo, Kieron Pollard, Andre Russell and Gayle. They shouldn't have had like a permanent place in the team. It's more of a backup player kind of thing. That's where they went wrong. We're not disputing that these past players or older players are not good. They were just too available, even despite the fact that they weren't fit enough. Despite the fact that everybody knows how they play and they were well studied and they weren't informed. Ravi Rampal is my number 1 pick to be thrown out. He shouldn't have been there. Andre Russell, it seems like he was injured at some point. They should have used him properly at the time that he was needed most. That's when they should have used Andre Russell. Kieron Pollard shouldn't have been a captain. He could have been in the squad, but not as a captain, because he was not mentally prepared for it. From what I saw, he wasn't prepared. Again, I still put I don't know if Nicholas Pooran is a captain type of person, if he's the leader, but he displayed the mental toughness that I would have been more comfortable with. Because when a superstar get that role as a captain, now they have two burdens to bear. And not everybody can handle it. A captain handles a captain burden. A superstar handles a burden even bigger than a captain's burden. So that's something that we also need to look at. If we also look at the fact that Gayle, he's an all-rounder. Most of his career he has been an all-rounder. And he played this tournament and bowled 1 over. And in that 1 over he bowled 6 balls. They scored 7 runs and he took 1 wicket, which showed that he could have been utilized differently. He could have been a person who would have also assist in the bowling department, because the West Indies they didn't take wickets. They only were able to, on average, throughout this tournament, the West Indies took 3 wickets per match. And they lost 7 wickets per match. That's where we are having a problem. The West Indies were going into the tournament hoping to demolish bowlers, but it was not to be. The pitches did not facilitate that kind of environment where the West Indies could have just demolished everybody who came in front of them, because these pitches were designed for bowlers. And even after such a wonderful display by South Africa and Australia, one of them is going home today. And it could be Australia, because if South Africa is able to defeat England with a good run rate, Australia is going home even after such a dominant performance in this tournament. And this also shows that this is a game. It's cricket. The West Indies is not known to be tournament winners. We got 3 tournament victories in the past maybe 10 years. And it's because of a generation of cricketers who showed up. The generation of greats before this generation, they didn't show up. They might have been talented, but they weren't an excellent team. They didn't win. And we are not saying win matches. They didn't win tournaments. So we have to, again, salute Dwayne Bravo. How he exit the career. He did wonders. He was a part of a winning generation. Gayle, a part of a winning generation. Kieron Pollard, a part of a winning generation. And there are more. But this is an example that life goes on. It's a match. It's a game. And it's a game filled with passion that we all love. And we are heartbroken today. But we didn't perform. We did not perform, and this is what we deserve. We got what we deserve. Now, Australia and South Africa, one of them will get heartbroken today. But did they get what they deserve? It's a game. Somebody has to go home. Of 6 teams, only 2. The top 2, the cream of the crop, floats to the top. And today, England is already the cream of the crop. Now we are going to see if it's Australia or South Africa who did their best. Rewrite the narrative. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below and let me know if you agree with anything I'm saying. And if there is something that you could add, drop it down below. We could make a video about it. And I'm hoping to start going live soon. So, I look forward to talking to you guys and get your feedback. Rewrite the narrative. You know what happened to? Click on the subscribe button. Look on your computer, go to your phone, and you see the subscribe button red. Just click on it. And so you're not supposed to look red. Something wrong if it's red, you understand? And the bell with the side, click on that too. And just rewrite the narrative.